Yeah. Okay.
So can we go back a little bit? Page.
We are here.
Okay, got it. Laws of nature into nature. Laws of light. Sorry, what am I?
Loss
Well,
of
laws of
light into nature.
light nature. So
Yeah.
how the light lost into nature.
Correct.
So nature pulling on the fourfold physical breath. So nature pulling on the fourfold physical breath causes thereby a peristaltic action in the four systems by which visible and invisible physical matter in which there is hidden some light goes into the nature directly.
Correct.
So can you explain to the people what is this fourfold breath, fourfold physical breath?
See, breath is existing as in the radiant sphere, in the
Fire element.
airy sphere, in the fluid sphere, as well
Fluid,
as
which is,
in the physical. Correct?
yeah,
The particles of
correct.
breath. Those that are existing in each of the state is the fourfold, because you have got four components. You have got the physical, you have got the form, which is the psychic, then you have got the mental, and you have got
Noetic.
noise.
Noetic.
Okay. In other words, you have got the physical. You have got the, if you take states, you have got the physical,
Solid, solid,
solid, which
solid,
is the physical. Then you have got the solid fluid.
fluid.
Okay. Then you have got the airy solid. And
Yes.
you have got the radiant solid.
Radiant solid.
All these have got their own environments which have got breadth and form. Because the doer is broken down in each of the existing in each of these states. Okay. So they are the fourfold components of breath. That is how the physical breath, because all those breaths together, sigma, all those breaths together is the physical breath. Are you able to relate to that or no?
So are these correlated, related, are these related to pranamaya and the main breath related, going into five panchapranas?
What are those panchapranas? Each one is enriched with one component, correct?
Yeah, enrich one with
One is
component.
radiant, one is radiant, which is going into the head and so on and so forth, correct? So those components together are these fourfold breaths. Each has got, one is going and hitting the cranial, one is going and hitting the thoracic, one is going and hitting the pelvic, the abdomen, and the
Abdomen.
back. Okay. Then
Yeah.
you are still left with limbs. Okay. So the limbs also have the associated chakras which will do the pulling and pushing. In the legs, there are two chakras, and in the fingers, there are some chakras. Because the chakras are again 12 dimensional chakras which are within the body also, or terminating and in contact with the body.
Okay.
Okay.
Now let me repeat.
So
So
now,
nature pulling on the fourfold physical breath causes thereby a peristaltic action in the four systems. In the
peristaltic
four,
action. I don't
yeah,
know
in the four.
what is peristaltic action.
Oh, peristaltic is the moment of digestion in the, like going back and contraction and then releasing of the intestines, stomach, all these peristaltic
The
movements.
series of muscle contractions that move food and fluids through the body. So now what
Yes.
is happening? These entities which are physical particles in the four states as breath is creating and participating in this peristaltic action in the four systems. What are the four systems?
Digestive,
Hmm.
digestion, and then the
See,
respiratory.
digestive, respiratory,
Nervous.
regenerative. No, no, not nervous.
Regenerative.
What are the
Yeah.
four fundamental systems? Kanchan, what are the
Circulation.
four?
Digestive,
No,
digestive,
digestive, regenerative, respiratory, and circulatory.
yes.
Okay.
Digestive, circulatory, respiratory, generative.
Correct. The nervous
And,
systems are subcomponents of these systems.
and also each system is correlated to, digestive is related to physical, circulatory is related to fluid, respiratory is related to airy, generative is related to radiant, which is
Correct.
pineal gland.
Right. That is in terms of their state. They are also connected with the spheres. That is where this breath is coming from, those spheres. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Everyone,
thereby peristaltic action in the four
everyone,
systems.
everyone on par with what I just said. You have to look at yourself as particles becoming physical. Particles existing in each of these four. What are those four? Right? What are those four? You exist as spheres,
Here to
worlds,
states.
planes, states, as well as substates. You have got tools and technologies, etc., which can only investigate the solid. It can't investigate any of the others. Okay. Are you all aligned? Misaligned? What is it?
Align.
If you are misaligned, then you are diseased. Right? Okay. So keep this in the background.
Yeah, you can just minimize and keep it.
Yeah, I have kept it.
Yeah. Okay. So he says, nature pulling on the fourfold physical breath causes thereby a peristaltic action in the four systems by which visible and invisible physical matter in which in this visible and invisible physical matter this fourfold physical breath is causing this peristaltic movement
So
in
a
which there
portion
is
of the light is hidden, right, in all these
Mhm.
components. A portion of light from the intelligence is hidden, which is going to nature directly. As it is going through us, that awareness as light is going into nature. Clear?
Yeah, that's why he says in which there is hidden some light goes
Hmm.
into the nature.
Directly.
The pull is ceaseless as long as the breath flows. So it is continuous. Ceaseless means it is not stopping. The pull is not
No, it is
stopping as
continuous. Inhale,
continuous.
exhale. Inhale, exhale is continuous. Let's go
The
further.
pull is as long as the breath flows, but the peristaltic results do not carry the light to nature as regularly, sometimes more, sometimes less,
Correct.
sometimes no light is transferred.
Is transferred. Why? Why? Because some have associated thoughts with them, some don't have associated thoughts with them. Light is attracted into the body only by virtue of thoughts and
Awareness.
thinking. That also was explained yesterday when he said desire will start from the adrenaline, it will come to the heart, which is the lungs, and the heart and lungs, through which it will go into the mental world. And in the mental world, they are diffused by the psychic components. That is why it is diffused. Then it will get attracted. That attraction and pushing is both achieved by this peristaltic attack. Action.
Action. Peristaltic movement. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what light goes out, goes with the out positive breath.
Correct.
The light goes out with the outgoing positive breath. Some of it goes through
Outgoing,
the
outgoing positive breath.
positive breath. Yeah.
If it is negative, it would have stuck somewhere inside the body itself. Okay.
So positive. So here, positive breath in the sense with the positive thoughts.
Yes.
Okay. See, his language is
No. It is not the feeling, but it is the desire. Okay. Yeah. Some of it.
Some of it.
So 1 minute. So here, positive breath is, you're terming it as a desire or a positive desire?
Yes, because desire is associated with male quality. Feeling is the association with the female quality within each person.
Hmm.
It is not male, female the way we understand. So
Yeah, not gender based.
So the male is considered positive, female is considered negative in this assignment of power.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Some of it goes through the 12 openings of the body and the pores of the skin. So not only
we are
with
getting radiated. Every organ, every organ is also radiating, right?
Yes.
Depending upon that is what is deciding the positive and negative. Okay, go ahead.
Here normally we say 9 openings, Navadwaras. Here he is saying 12 openings of the body.
Yeah, because he has broken down into two each, 7 plus 5, right? Yesterday he clarified.
Yes. Jnanendriyas and karmendriyas.
But if you start putting these together, then you will have 9 only.
Yeah. Some of it, goes through the 12 openings of the body and the pores of the skin. This is either light carried out by matter which has, while circulating in the body, been impressed by thinking, or it is the light which is directly thought out into the nature through the sense organs, as through the eye when one looks at a person or thing.
So in both ways that is going out. Thinking can be both positive and negative.
So he's saying when we look at some objective, depending upon how our thoughts are.
Even there is radiation, right?
Yeah.
You are picking up that reflection as light, you are processing it, and you are giving it a meaning.
So if they are negative, then that is what, all this causing.
Thinking. Negative and positive is attributable to the thinking, which is the impression that you are creating.
Yeah. So here in terms of design, we had to say.
Yeah. Now he is talking about this here, right? I think he should be clarifying that in this.
Yeah. The thinking is usually induced by elementals or by thoughts that enter with the incoming breath through the sex openings, the navel and nerve centers in the pelvic and abdominal cavities.
Correct, because the others enter through the adrenals, right? They have to trigger the adrenals. Go ahead.
Yeah. So that is where the desire enters in. The other light that goes out does so in thoughts when they are issued from the brain and when the person who issues them exteriorizes them by an act.
Hmm.
Then the light goes out through the act by sight or by word.
So that is how it is going out. So you are expressing it. In the exteriorization, you are expressing it by word.
Yeah. He's
Otherwise,
how
it is radiating as your sight.
so he's showing in how the these desires through the thoughts are expressing
Exactly.
through the
Yes.
words are.
So how that is moving out from you? Okay.
Yeah,
Then let us see further
in
through
the
the
body.
body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically the desire from the openings of the sex openings and then the light from the brain.
Correct. So now he is
One
explaining
question,
what
sir.
happens in the case of children. Next.
One question here in the previous
Yeah.
paragraph.
Yeah.
So there it says the thinking is induced by the the elements, right, from the bottom body, like
Elementals.
then the
Because-
issued also from the brain. So
Correct.
thoughts come from both ends,
Yes.
brain as well as the
Yeah.
okay.
See, thoughts have got again desire and feeling. So that is how they come from both the ends.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Through the bodies of children, no light goes out into the nature until they become pubescent. The light that is taken in from food is built into the body, particularly the bones and brain, through the thymus gland. The distribution being regulated by the pituitary body. So in the children, they're not wasting that light.
It won't, because the development of the chakras have to come
Yeah.
to a particular stage. That is why chakras, right? Generally, pubescent is 14th year, right? Generally, it is supposed to be. Today, because of chemical changes and all, by 10 or even 9, there are children who are becoming pubescent. Okay. But basically, that first 14 years are the development of the root chakra and the swadhisthana, where feeling is getting triggered at that stage. One is survival, right? So that goes through the first 7 years. It has got a particular pattern, a 7 by 7 matrix is there in terms of how that happens. And then it is the second chakra. These have to evolve and come to a particular stage. For the light to start radiating, all the systems within the body are slowly developing. Are you able to relate to that? See, I hope that chakra growth. I will keep searching for some file which I had created a long time ago.
नहीं सर, ठीक है, समझ आता है इसमें। बच्चे जब तक बड़े नहीं होते तो वो यू दैट पर्टिकुलर
Yeah,
इमोशनल दिस थिंग, व्हाट डू call that chakra, solar plexus is the emotional chakra that will not work. So if
correct,
that doesn't work, your desires and feelings will not get created and it will not trigger. So आप लाइट बाहर कहाँ से दोगे? You will only keep light inside to grow yourself.
correct. So now, see, what is happening is the chakra development is a very interesting phase. It is a 7 by 7 matrix. Okay.
Wow. Very good.
Okay. So Mooladhara chakra has got the first 7 years in which fear, feeling. So each chakra along one side and the age along the next side. I mean, one is along the x-axis and y-axis. If you really take, both of them are Muladhara Chakra. Here it is 7 years. So in the first year, the domination is survival. The 1-year-old child is motivated by the root chakra in both dimensions. He has got the age dimension and the chakra development, the quality associated with them. Okay. So that way, by the time he is 2 years, right, he is getting feeling begin to emerge in the child. The child begins to have a preference about what they want to do, what they don't want to do. By the second year, they come to that stage. By the time the third year, right, at the age 3, the child begins his active study of the world. So he starts feeling around, he is proactive, he is learning. All these basic qualities take the first 2 chakras development, which is 14 years. Okay.
Sir, can you please share this in the group?
I
Yeah,
will.
this is very good.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, good.
Get some.
I have a question, Chandra Garu. So you are saying the x-axis and the y-axis, right? What are those 2 dimensions? Can you say that in the graph?
See,
One is age.
one is
The other one is
okay. But basically, both of them is a matrix created out of the chakras.
Okay.
Okay. The state of the chakra as it is growing year by year. Okay. So you will need to take those qualities accordingly. I have not gone finer than that because it becomes too cumbersome.
Okay.
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 Right.
that is why Percival also says every 7 years there is a lot of change occurs. Our whole body completely changes.
Correct. Now see. Just read this.
Okay. Through the bodies of children, no light goes out into nature until they become pubescent. The light that is taken from the food is built into the body, particularly the bones and brain, through the thymus gland, the distribution being regulated by the pituitary body. By puberty, the thymus gland is absorbed and therefore can no longer act as a stopcock.
So, right.
Puberty,
So
the thymus gland.
correct. So that gland does not inhibit beyond that. It inhibits the movement of light up to a particular age.
Okay.
Okay.
Inhibits going out into the nature.
Correct.
Okay. So no longer acts as a stopcock. Okay. At puberty, a child is connected with its noetic atmosphere. From then on, the generative system assumes the function of withdrawing the light from the 2 nervous systems together with the function of seed production. Okay.
Yeah.
Is there any explanation? Yeah. So he says, at puberty, a child is connected with the noetic atmosphere, that is the light, nor. From then on, the generative system assumes the function of withdrawing the light from the 2 nervous systems together with the function of seed production. Then he is ready for that seed production. The main channels through which the light is lost into nature are the sex organs. Seeing dress and movements, hearing a voice, especially in song, tasting rich food, smelling odors, and touching a body of the opposite sex all suggest sexual attraction and take hold of and dominate in sex matters.
Correct. That is
Elements
when
come.
elementals come in.
Yeah, elementals come in. They are the sexual sensations. A human feels these sensations but does not feel his feelings and mistakes the elementals he feels and nourishes. Okay, he mistakes the feelings of the elementals of his and for his own feeling, then nourishes. The elementals excite him. He acts for them and he allows them to take the light away.
Correct. So that is how the entire process of light getting lost into nature.
So exactly here, elementals come in. That means what exactly does he mean?
The beings of fire, the beings of the feelings associated with those four elements becomes the elementals.
Yeah, okay. So those create the sensations.
Correct.
See, that is what he is, that wording is confusing. Yeah.
Correct.
Okay. Automatics automatics return of light from nature. The light which a human has sent or allowed to go into nature is returned to human. So how does this happen? He's going to explain.
Correct. Correct.
It goes out again and is returned again. Is there a sentence on the top page?
That's it. That's it. That's it.
Okay. It goes out again, the light goes out again and it is returned again. This outgoing and incoming light will continue until the light is reclaimed from all admixtures and attachments and is made unattachable or freed light. So he is saying that the light, we waste the light, it keeps going out until we get unattached to that object.
Right.
That means we need to.
In other words, right, that
The
becomes
desire.
part of the body mind which is taking control of you.
So that means
That is
through our.
exactly, that is exactly what we are doing in unified meditation also.
Yeah, not only that, through our sensual openings, all this jnana, we are wasting unnecessary the light and unnecessary things.
Correct.
That's what he's talking about.
And because of your rumination, because of your attachment, you are not letting
desire.
go. You are not letting go. So all light, which is the energy within you, is getting wasted.
Wasted.
Yeah. Right?
Because
Everyone on the same page? Everyone on the same page? Yes, no, all right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Light is returned to the noetic atmosphere of the human either automatically or through self-control. Okay, see, that is why that's a self-control. Like a tortoise, you need to have all these jnanendriyas control.
Correct. Okay, let's go further.
Automatic reclamation is started by a light finder or a gatherer called lunar germ, and it is accomplished by the pull of the noetic breath along the nature tract. Okay. Reclamation by
one of the breath
What is this?
associated with lunar and all that.
What is, sir? What is lunar germ?
You got the four kinds of light: starlight, sunlight, and yesterday those four names came, right? Each of them is associated with one parameter.
Yeah. So automatic reclamation is started by a light finder or gatherer called lunar germ, and it is accomplished by the pull of the noetic breath along the nature tract. Okay. So this one, it is associated with yesterday's figure.
Correct.
The nature.
Yes.
Reclamation by the self-control, which is of 3 degrees, is done by thinking and is aided by another germ called solar germ, which makes a path along the tract for the triune self for light to travel. This is Chandranadi, Suryanadi, breath control.
Correct.
lunar germs, solar germ, they are the like Chandranadi, Suryanadi, which controls the body, balances. Okay, automatic reclamation of light is the finding and the gathering by lunar germ of the light that has come in with food and the carrying of the gathered light as far as the kidneys and then the raising of this light to the noetic atmosphere in the head by the psychic, mental and noetic breaths.
Okay. So all this is how the exchange is happening. The light is entering you as these four components. Okay, let's go further.
Okay, can we go? Automatic reclamation of light is the finding and the gathering of the lunar germ of the light that has come in with the food and carrying of the gathered light, okay, as far as the kidneys, and then the raising of this light to the noetic atmosphere in the head by the psychic, mental, and noetic breaths.
This is how
automatic
light is
reclamation.
going. The light is getting exchanged by the Navarandras.
Yeah.
Which is
From the head to
12 in number.
From the head to kidneys, kidneys to brain.
Okay. Yeah.
This automatic reclamation can be made only
a small digression. So, if this is how light is going, right?
Yeah.
This is going through your breath and circulatory system. That is also contributing as one of the systems of the body which is protecting the health. Are you able to see in the involuntary function you have got atom, atom to molecule, molecule to chemical and so on?
Yes. Yes, yes.
And, right? That energy that is going in is light.
Yeah.
That is how it is circulating part-wise, associated with thought and feeling, going to each component.
Spreading all over.
Okay. So, that is the way you can rectify the problem that you are facing with that imagination and all that energy.
So that means when you observe that particular organ or where you have the pain, then you are gathering that light
You
into
are
that
giving
part.
more energy to that point, correct?
Yeah.
Now,
that's what he's saying.
Taking a medicine to rectify some problem. These chemicals, this process is happening, but the quantum of the chemical that is going to that part is uncontrolled.
Yes, it is distributed more in the other parts.
Correct. So, as a result, when that function is happening, that exchange is taking place, that circulation is happening, right? You can, by regulating your thoughts, your feelings, your association and so on, regulate the right quantum of that particular parameter to get enriched within the body and heal yourself.
See, that is why in the breath control, they say Nadi Shuddhi Pranayama is important to both balance the Chandranadi, Surinadi. The solar germ, lunar germ. Yeah.
Thank you for you reading it rather than me reading it, because I am able to link it to how it is going into the body and how we could really heal ourselves.
Yeah. See, that is why these pranayama techniques are very important in certain ways. This is,
pranayama is important, but for you to understand how that pranayama is working on you, this understanding is very important.
Yes, he's explaining all these breaths are how it is working in the
It
body,
is amazing the way he has written this book. He has felt every cell in his body getting created.
Yes, with his own experience of it.
Amazing, actually. Yeah.
Only the thing is that, in those days, the language was different. But The light that has gone into the nature comes back automatically in food. The light that has gone
No. You
out
have
into...
missed this point. You have missed
Oh,
this.
okay, sorry. This automatic reclamation can be made only while the light is in the body to which it has returned in food, and after it has been extracted from the food by organs of the four systems and by the fourfold physical breath.
Correct.
So food, through the food, through the digestion, we are taking that light,
Correct.
reclaim. The light that has gone into the nature comes back automatically in food. The light that has gone out in the various ways mentioned never leaves the noetic atmosphere of the triune self.
Well,
The light, okay, the light that has gone out in various ways, mentioned never leaves the noetic atmosphere of the triune self.
What are the various waves? The other waves. That is, that leaves the noetic atmosphere of the triune self. It never goes there. That's what he's saying. It is all
Oh, okay.
the triune self, it
Total,
doesn't leave. So what is in the triune self is like, you can link this statement to children are considered as triune self.
triune selves.
बच्चे
Because they are
भगवान के
still
समान है. बच्चे
they are
भगवान
always
के
connected.
समान है.
Is it the reason they are always connected to thinker and knower?
Yes. Yes. Till we end up conditioning them and making them oriented to
Yeah.
embodiment.
Yeah. Got it.
Yeah.
Just as thoughts never leave the mental, and desires, even if they appear as animals, never leave the psychic atmosphere, so the light never leaves the noetic atmosphere.
It never,
So
it
just as
only
the thought,
gets loaned through the triune self, which has got a portion of that light, which it can extend when you connect to it, but nothing beyond that. Beautiful, right?
So basically, they are still there in the mental state you're holding on to.
Correct.
And then we appear like animals, never leave the psychic atmosphere, so that light never leaves the noetic atmosphere.
Correct.
Earth time and dimensions have no effect upon and are no hindrance to the light of an intelligence. Earth time and dimensions have no effect upon, and there are no hindrance of light of an intelligence. So even in this earth, it can allow, it can pass on to this earth at any time. There is no hindrance for that light. That's what he's saying, isn't it?
Correct.
So the light of an intelligence that is in the noetic atmosphere of its triune self.
Because these parameters don't, the light, the earth time and earth dimension does not have any impact on the others, because this is only a culmination towards the end of it.
Sir, if I understand properly, so what are we saying in the noetic plane? Light, that is a wisdom we acquire. That is what is saying here.
Yes.
Okay.
That is knowledge.
Okay.
See,
Okay.
the noetic world is the wisdom world or knowledge world.
Okay.
That was the second topic that he took us through. See, if you go into this one, right? You go into the Noetic Destiny. He has explained the Noetic world here, right at the beginning, which is nothing but it is knowledge. Knowledge of the conscious self in the body and otherwise. Both are included in this.
Okay.
So it is always there. Whenever, there is no hindrances, you can always...
And a portion of it comes to it. But how does it come to the triune self and the doer? If the doer is able to attract it, only then it comes.
You need to have that question.
Correct. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. the light of an intelligence that is in the noetic atmosphere of the triune self, though it goes out into the physical nature, returns thence because that light has an identity. That particular light has an identity, it seems, because that light of intelligence, it goes out, it returns. It retains this identity, however long it circulates in nature and in however many forms and places it appears there.
So it is available with that identity. You hook into that identity and you attract it to yourself. Again by breath and feeling.
See, in one way, this light of intelligence is like a consciousness, having that awareness and consciousness.
It is not like it is.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, someone has sent in. Yeah, okay. Right?
Okay. For the light is a part of an intelligence which is an ultimate unit, inseparable, indivisible. That is what consciousness.
Exactly.
See, the light is part of an intelligence which is an ultimate unit, inseparable, indivisible. That's what in our Shastras they say. Consciousness. Special parts of light circulating in nature are summoned into food to be thence extracted for reclamation. Okay, from this light of intelligence, special parts of light circulating in nature are summoned into the food. So through the food, we are taking some light. What of the light is so called depends upon the thinking of the human. It may be days, months, years.
Now look at this. While cooking, if you are feeding it negative energy, what happens to that food?
Chandra sir, I just have the same thought, like while eating, if we think negative.
Exactly.
So that is what it's going.
So, right, when it comes to energy and you are able to align with that energy, then that energy will impact you in that particular manner, whether it is positive or negative. Yeah. Let's continue, man.
It may be days, months, years, or lives before some of the light is drawn back. But when it is to be reclaimed, any special part of the light will return to the body of the doer that let it go out, though the present human is not aware of the identity and the circulation of the light which his thinking summons to return to the body.
So that is your involuntary function.
What function?
Involuntary function.
Okay. Okay.
Got it? Yeah.
So that is what he's saying, light is so called. So what of the light is so called depends on.
Now, when you are meditating, what is the kind of light that is going inside? Think.
Consciousness, the cosmic energy. When you are aware of it, then it is going. Same way the food also.
Yes. Same
that
way.
Is why
Also.
That's why he gave so much importance to eat the food with awareness, and also cook it with awareness.
Say, what about that sloka? Aham Vaiswanaro Bhutva. What is that?
Yeah.
Right? Pranapaya Samayukta. Pranapana Samayukta. Prana Apana Samana Yukta.
Yeah.
Okay.
Properly.
Exactly. You are conditioning the thought energies in line with that, the breath energies and thought energies. You are orienting them towards the internal organs of digestion, calling on fire and so on to act appropriately. That is that sloka.
Yes. Vaishwa energy. Vaishwanara, that is the digestive energy.
Correct.
Fire.
Yeah. Not bad. My
Okay.
Ramakrishna Mission School and Kalakshetra slokas are still I am able to recall, which was in my school days. I don't use this normally. But here, after reading this, I am able to link.
Yeah, most of the people they read this, they recite these two Brahmarpanam and this sloka before eating the food.
Yeah.
Okay, but when it is to be reclaimed, where are we?
No.
Yeah,
What is the light is so called depends upon the thinking of the man. It may be days, but this is what we have to read now.
yeah. No, already done, but I repeat it. When it is to be reclaimed, any special part of the light will return to the body of the doer that let it go out, though the present human is not aware of the identity and the circulation of the light, which his thinking summons to return to the body. So when you are
Mark
aware
his
of the,
words. Mark his words. This doer here is body of the doer,
yeah,
not
yes,
the.
body,
Yeah. Okay.
not the triune self, other than, not
Correct.
unembodied. Not all the light that is taken in with the food is the light of the consumer. Not all the light that is taken in with the food is the light of the consumer.
No.
Light from the other doers is with it, it is with it and affects those who eat that food. Oh, light from the other doers. Who are the other doers?
Those who are cooking, those who are serving, and so on. All the
Light
people
from the,
involved in the process of that dish are all the other
okay,
participating doers.
Even the
who
one
are
who
growing.
sowed the seed and all those
Even the
things.
one who sold.
Wow.
Wow. So that means who are growing, distributing, and
Everybody is
cooking all
involved. His
involved.
energies are within that, no? His energies are within that.
Yes.
Hmm.
Okay. Light from the other doers is with it and it affects those who eat that food. Usually there is something in common between the foreign light and the doer that receives it. Oh, there is something in common between the foreign light that is not the doer's light and the doer that receives it.
Okay. Now, attach the paradigm of like attracts like to this sentence.
We are
Hmm.
subconsciously calling for it. That's why all these are aligned for
Okay.
us to come to
Now,
us.
in one of the books, Seth book, he talks about telepathic communication. In the Seth sessions, in the Q&A by
Yeah,
Barry,
yeah.
right?
Yeah,
He is
even without
referring to
knowing
Yes.
Seth,
telepathic communication. All that is
Hmm.
part
yes,
of the telepathic communication also.
even though we are not thinking about it, but still we are receiving through the food we are
You are
receiving.
receiving it through the food. That is why they say in the quantum world, you think you have already released that thought. Telepathic communication is taking place.
So it's
And
serving you
not
some or other way.
Ah,
and not only that, when you are eating, in case if you are watching a television with a negative news, you are
that will
absorbing
also
those
impact
thoughts.
you. Now you
Yeah.
see, right? Yeah. Let's
Yes.
go further.
Okay. Now, not all the light that is taken with the food. Yeah, where are we?
I have
Usually,
one
Just,
question here.
yeah, what is
I
that?
have one question here.
Yeah,
So now, like, this is a big chain in the food process from the, farmer to the, to the end product that we eat on the table. So we can control how we cook and how we eat, but we cannot really control where the source is coming from.
correct. But you can
So,
nullify that.
that's
You can
why they
nullify
say,
that with your intent and positive thoughts. You can nullify it.
that is why prayer purifies it, they say.
okay.
Those energies. See, that is the reason also we do Griha Pravesham. Reason is by digging the soil for the house, you're killing so many animals and so many creatures.
Yeah.
All
Yeah, actually,
basically gratitude and forgiveness, basically.
actually,
Gratitude and forgiveness.
in every religion also, there used to be a process before eating food and praying before
Exactly.
eating.
And
Yeah.
we have become very modern. So
Yeah.
neither we are there nor are we here. We are in our
See,
own
only
kitchen coop.
here he is explaining why, but there we are subjected to mechanically, like without knowing.
See, that is why if you read Sai Satcharitra, he says, if you think of me before you take your morsel,
Yeah.
right? And why is the Bhiksha being taken by gurus like Shirdi Baba? Why? He is taking all those energies which are being entertained by that family. That is in that Bhiksha, they are taking those. Right? There's so many inputs that are getting clarified here in this book.
Not only Bhiksha, sir, in the Sai Charitra, he also says, before taking food, offer me.
And
So,
that is what I mean.
yeah, when he was physically alive, he was taking Bhiksha from the people.
Say,
But
now I
now,
can relate.
there is no
My
such thing.
wife,
So he says,
my
offer me before you eat anything. Think of me before you eat. Yes.
no, not only that. See, that is why, right? My wife at 5 o'clock in the morning before she lights the fire in the kitchen, she does her own puja to that equipment. She
Yes,
invokes certain energies. Before eating food, the first morsel goes to crows and other birds that come out and eat in our sit out.
Yes.
So we have birds, we have squirrels, we have pigeons. Sometimes we even have kite coming and eating.
My mom still does that.
Yeah.
He keeps aside fasting. And
So
also, Chandra sir, in
there
the
are
old
so
days,
many things we have been practicing them,
yeah,
but we don't understand why. This is clarifying many of those inputs.
mm. Yeah, when the villages, I mean, not now in the old days when I grew up,
Even now,
they used to
if you
do
go
like
to village, those
the
practices are there.
the soil stove, like that's what they used to use, right? So every day they put a rangoli in front of it and
My wife does it to even the gas stove that we have at home.
pray for it. Yeah.
And
Yes.
at the end of the day, she will wash that entire area. I used to keep telling her, why are you wasting water and all that? How stupid of me. After reading this, that is what I am feeling. Right? Yeah, let's go. Just as the
Now, yeah, just as the atmosphere is of different people intermingle according to quality, so the light that is with the food intermingles. So
exactly.
just as
This
the
is
atmosphere,
the point. This is the point.
yeah,
That is, as energy form, all these are going to impact you.
yes. Like when we go into a negative atmosphere, we attract that. Same way, with the food also, he's saying. Food is the
That's
four
what my
element.
appreciation for you is increasing by the minute, by the page, every letter, right?
Food, food is of the four elements and it is taken in as solids, as liquids, in air and sunlight and in starlight.
Sunlight,
So
starlight, moonlight, and sunlight. These are the four.
yeah,
Yeah.
all these different ways. The
Correct.
solid food contains other three, just as the physical world is a precipitation of the other three worlds, as the physical plane is matter condensed from the other planes of the physical world, and as the structure elementals contain the form, the portal, and the causal. So this is how it is. He's explaining very nicely.
How the
solid
transformation from subtleness to physicality is taking place. That is the meaning of this sentence. So
that is
everywhere,
same.
as you increase the stages, what is the difference? The material is the same. The density is dense or subtle. The particles are dense or subtle. That is the difference, right? As you raise your frequency, you start becoming subtler. Just like
So
when the fan is switched on and is running in slow speed, everything is physical. You let the fan go on full blast, you can't see the blades. You can't distinguish the blades. Higher frequency, right? Physical versus abstract.
that's why he's saying, so
Yeah.
these elements, in the food, what we are taking, they have the form, the portal, and the causal energies.
Correct. Beautiful.
So even though we are seeing only as a solid matter in the food, but it has so much into it. It has all these different worlds, energies.
And he is explaining how they enter. Just see.
The solid and liquid forms of food entered through the digestive system. The air and some of the fiery foods entered through the respiratory system. But these are only the most apparent ways. Starlight enters also through the eyes and through the skin. Ah. With the breath food from the four elements is taken indirectly
No.
from one's.
With the breath, food from.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. With the breath, food from the four elements, sorry. With the breath, food from the four elements is taken in directly from one's physical atmosphere where it is held in suspension.
Okay.
So what is this called? Atmosphere in food, it is held in suspension. That means
food from the
all
four elements.
the
See,
four elements are in the food.
that is there and is taken directly from one's physical atmosphere, whatever is surrounding us.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So, but basically, he's saying not only through the food, we are also taking
From the atmosphere.
airy foods through the respiratory and also through the eyes, the starlight, and through the eyes and the skin. We are taking the
Yes,
starlight.
exactly.
Yeah. No matter how the food is taken in, it all goes into the digestive system. There, the other three systems also work on it. The fourfold physical breath, as it flows in and out of the body, as it flows in and out of the body, causes a peristaltic action in the organs and tubes of each of the four systems. So this causes the muscular movement in all the four systems, to function, to that digestion happens because of this movement, peristaltic action. Each breath causes the peristalsis in its own system, and each sense stimulates the function in its system under the peristaltic impulse. As the food moved in the digestive system, this fourfold stream of the physical breath, each stream acting with its stimulated peristalsis, affects the food. Okay, in each digestive system, circulatory system, respiratory, everywhere this movement in a peristaltic
He is
impulse is
explaining
happening.
how.
Okay, seeing the food, what is said and heard while eating it, tasting it, and smelling it have a direct bearing on the digestion. Wow, this is a very strong message. Seeing the food, what is said and heard while eating it, tasting it, and smelling it have a direct bearing on the digestion. The salivary glands and their secretions, the gastric juice is poured out from the walls of the stomach. The liver gives its bile, The pancreas is flowing.
Ma'am, can you repeat it from the seeing the food? I just missed one line. Sorry.
Sure. Seeing the food, what is said, what is heard
Seeing
while eating.
food. No, let's respect the punctuations.
What is
Seeing the
seeing the
food.
food?
Yeah.
What is said, heard while eating it, tasting it, and smelling it have a direct bearing on the digestion.
How?
So that means.
So the juices that are selected, see, the
Not
glands
only
are stimulated by that.
Yes, but this sentence tells you how people are have allergies to certain foods.
Correct. Not only that,
Be-
read the next
See,
two lines.
yeah, okay. Okay, see how this is. He explains how the digestion happens. The salivary glands add their secretions. The gastric juice is poured out from the walls of the stomach. The liver gives its bile. The pancreas its fluid, and the intestinal digestive glands their secretion. So all these they contribute in putting their secretions. The four senses cause the activity of the juices and the ferments in them. The four senses causes the activity of the juices and of the ferments in them. Can you explain this sentence?
Is the probiotic, the probiotics.
The
But senses, four
senses
senses.
are the seeing, smelling, tasting, those senses.
Yeah, the
How
four
do they
senses.
contribute?
Pardon? They all contribute to the secretions of the juices and the impact and the thoughts and all those, right?
Oh, okay.
See, if I show you after a long time, I show you a nice jalebi, which has come from Kanpur. Right? Will your mouth be full even without eating?
Yeah. And not only that, if somebody says about some mango or sour one,
Exactly.
you all salivary juice, saliva.
That is what he's saying.
Yeah, okay, got it. Yeah. The four senses cause the activity of the juices and of the ferments in them. Thereby proper change made in the food, which is turned into the chyme in the stomach and later into the chyle and becomes ready for absorption and assimilation in the intestines. So this is how the food digestion
Correct.
happening.
Now see what is happening simultaneously. In the circulation.
In the circulation, the kidneys strain the blood and free it from the impurities, and the adrenals pour out their secretion, which empowers the red and the white blood cells. It keeps the blood and lymph in circulation, invigorates the sex glands and the ductless glands. So after this digestion, the circulation, in the kidneys,
Each
it
system,
filters out.
what does it do?
Yeah,
See,
it filters
how it
out
is impacting, yeah.
and gives the power to the white blood cell red cells. The respiratory system takes in the air as food, supplies oxygen to the blood, and eliminates waste matter. Okay, respiratory also. This is how what we read in the biology, the veins and the arteries and the veins, pure impure.
I never
This
read
system is
biology. It is only in the last 2 years that I am reading anything about biology.
You are equal to medical, doctor. Amazing. This system is the channel through which starry matter flows into the generative system. Okay, this system is the channel through which the starry matter flows.
Starlight. This is all the
Starlight.
starlight. Yeah. Then let us see. What is
So
the
how all
still
also the
have-
processing the food in different ways. The seat of the generative system is the pituitary body. It has organs and branches in all parts of the brain and throughout the body. So that, seat of the generative system is in the pituitary body. Even the pituitary body is in the brain.
No,
The generative system.
the regenerative system
Bala
is
ma'am, can you go little slow? Bala ma'am, can you go little slow? You being very fast, so confusion हो जा रहा है.
Sorry. The seat of the generative system is the pituitary body, and it has organs and branches in all parts of the brain and throughout the body. So you got, he's saying, even though generative system is at the end of the body, but it is all connected into this pituitary in the brain and
I
everywhere.
will label Percival as the best spiritual anatomy of a human body. The explanation
Yes,
pertaining to that.
correct, correct.
Is
You
it?
got it, Mishraji?
Yes,
Mishraji,
yes.
you
If
got
you
this?
go, if you are reading slowly, things are
Yeah.
being more clear. I understand. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay. The generative system is the source of the other three systems. Okay. It begins in the fused cells as a point, grows into a line and a surface, and becomes a circle within a sphere.
What is this?
Okay.
This is
Okay.
the cell metasis right at the conception stage.
And not only that, all this he explains how the thinking pattern happens as a dot it starts and becomes a surface.
No,
There is a
no.
chapter for that.
This is the fetus. The fetus has got a ring shape.
Line. Okay.
Okay. That then
Yeah.
develops and splits into various parts of the body.
Yeah, correct. So it begins in the fused cells as a point. So it starts only as a point. It grows into a line and a surface and becomes a circle within the sphere. So
See,
this is how the
this
cell.
fused cell is your single cell.
Yeah.
Okay. In the embryo.
The cell.
No,
Yeah.
this is in the
The,
embryo. From the embryo, cells start breaking up. That is known as the metasis, which then creates three germ layers. Okay. From that, all the organs get developed.
yes, ectoderm, endoderm, periderm. Yeah.
Ectoderm,
Yes.
endoderm, and mesoderm. Yeah.
Mesoderm.
Not
Mesoderm.
bad.
Yes.
I'm a good student actually. Last
Oh yeah.
2.5 years, I am able to follow all this. Thank you,
Yes.
whoever
The
is there.
the circle separates into the spine and the digestive tract. And this is
Those are
how.
the two.
The circle separates into the spine and the digestive tract. This is how the embryo is growing.
No,
From
actually,
some,
in German New Medicine, there is a full chapter on embryology.
oh, okay. Okay.
The
From
biological
some point,
talk there impacts the brain. That means the entire pathway because pituitary gland is now impacted and the corresponding organ is impacted. That is how we become compromised in health. Yeah, beautiful.
from some part of the generative system, the allantois is created. I don't know what is this. The allantois. The allantois is created. What is that? Allantois.
I also don't know.
The later protrudes through the amniotic sac and the chorion, fastens itself to the wall of the
Allantois is
uterus
a
and
membranous sac that develops
membrane.
in the
Yeah,
embryo
that
of
is the
mammals,
amniotic
birds, and
sac.
reptiles.
That amniotic sac forms.
Yeah,
So this is all he's all explaining how the embryo forms into from the single cell.
exactly. Yes.
Okay, from some part of the generative system, the allantois is created. The later protrudes through the amniotic sac and the chorion, fastens itself to the wall of the uterus and becomes the placenta. With the placenta are developed the kidneys and adrenals and the heart and lungs and the circulatory and the respiratory systems. They are started within the divided circle. So slowly they are forming. The kidneys working through the heart carry on the circulation, which is not independent until the intake of the breath after the intake of the breath after the birth.
That means the first pat that the child is given.
Yeah.
Till then, he is
So until
breathing through the placenta.
Yeah, through the placenta with the help of the mother's breath. The generative system is the beginning of the physical body from the fecundated cell, the carrier of vitality during the existence of the body, the governor of the nervous system, and of the ductless glands. So this is how generative system is the beginning of the physical body. So this helps a lot to for the physical body, the embryo.
Correct.
Seed production in the adult is but one of its functions.
The ductless
During the
gland.
life,
He is talking about the ductless glands and all that. Yeah.
yeah. So during the life, the generative system regulates the secretions of the ductless glands such as pituitary, thyroid, thymus, spleen, and adrenals. Okay, so generative system, it regulates all these secretions of these glands. But by these secretions, the activities of all four systems are maintained from the pituitary body. So even to maintain all this, the pituitary gland body is very important. The generative system inspirates the ferments and secretions of the organs and thereby causes the digestion, absorption, and assimilation.
It feeds the ferments and secretions, both.
Yeah. The generative system inspirates the ferments and secretions of the organs and thereby causes digestion, absorption, and assimilation. At death, it cuts off. At death, it cuts itself off from the other three systems, which are then unable to function. So, digestive system, it cuts itself cut off. The generative system.
Long one. I think we'll stop here, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, 10:47.
Yeah.
Another 15 minutes normally.
I know, but then in 15 minutes we will not be able to complete because this chapter is very long.
He is indeed like a medical student in anatomy. He's explaining some most of these in detail.
Yeah, because the generative
Yeah.
system is what we will start with in the next session. Yeah. So I will stop the recording. Are there any questions before I stop the recording?